Welcome inside episode 34 of On the Board. I'm Colby McKee. Across from me, Lance Dahl.
Hello, Colby.
Hello, Lance.
Hello.
And across from him, Corey Bukoskis.
Hello, Colby.
Good day to you, sir.
Man.
We're going to start off with basketball, with something that we don't talk about right off the hop. But a worldwide event, unfortunately, occurred earlier this morning. Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, passed away at the age of 41, along with his daughter, Gianna Bryant, and 7 others in a terrible plane crash just outside of Los Angeles. They were on the way to a travel basketball game and unfortunately did not make it there. Lots of support and grieving going on in the online community for the sports world. Very tough. I'll be honest with you guys. I really have this story to heart. Like, I'm very emotional about it. It's not something that you want to wake up to or deal with in your day-to-day life, but I guess we'll just kind of go around the room and discuss what, Kobe meant to even non-basketball fans and, just a global icon, basically.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's like, he wasn't just a basketball guy, right? I mean,
right.
He was he kind of broke open this door that was way wider than just sports. I mean, him and Jordan are like the 2 biggest names in basketball. So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's nuts. Like, the first thing I thought of when I heard about it was like I just thought about his 81-point game, like against the Raptors.
Yeah,
that was
back in 06.
Yeah, that was a wild game, and he was just so beyond his years at that point. Like, I mean, he was well above his time. So yeah, it's crazy to think about. That all of a sudden he's not around anymore, and I mean, just like with the comments that the LeBron was making yesterday, just about passing him on the scoring list, and like just how it all kind of comes together so fast. Yeah, it's hard to kind of put into words properly. It's crazy. Yeah. It really is.
I think the thing that hit harder for me this time around, because I mean, you look at Roy Halladay just not too long ago, and it's a similar situation, right? Like, an icon of the game. Maybe Kobe Bryant a little bit more so for basketball, but Roy Halladay still an amazing pitcher. The thing that hit most was the daughter.
Yeah, right.
And I think it just, for me especially, you see, like, not saying they're old, but Halladay and Kobe Bryant, they were well into their years, right? 30s, 40s, right? Like, they've had most of their life, but it's a 13-year-old daughter. That can happen to anybody. It really makes you think, like, it's just such a young life taken, and you want to kind of focus more on the person as opposed to all their accolades and stuff like that. But you look at the potential that young girl had of, probably being the best women's basketball player, with having Kobe as her father. So just, and my heart goes out to the other 7, all the families there. Yeah, it's tough. It's
devastating, and we've kind of come to know that Kobe wasn't so much into the basketball world upon his retirement in 15-16. He kind of got out of the game for a little bit, but the spark of his daughter coaching her and obviously traveling to and from her games it kind of brought the spark back, and it brought a relationship with his daughter that only those two could understand. And the one video that was shared all over social media today was a short 10-second clip of just him and her breaking down a game, a play, whatever it was on the court, and it was so heartwarming to see, and yet it's so prevalent in this situation that life is so short. And at 41, he was just entering the second stage of his career, an already established first career with 18-time All-Star, and like you said, all the accolades are one thing. But just, and then for his wife too, right? His wife, to lose not only her husband, but to lose a daughter as well is just downright devastating. He is survived by his wife Vanessa and his other 3 daughters. And beyond basketball, like we said, he's a global icon. Guys in the NHL, in NFL, in the golf world, tennis world, soccer, all over the world.
The Grammys tonight.
They
did a song for them, or for him.
With Boys the Men, exactly. Just...
Well, it's like even seeing, like, Tottenham Hotspur's manager, like Jose Mourinho, like, that's across the world. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's wild. Like, to see Jose Mourinho talk about, like what Kobe meant to him. It's like that's wild. I mean, and like it's hard to try and find any kind of positive in something like that, but it's like a guy like that, like his legacy is gonna live forever.
It will.
Like I mean, he's one of those guys that people are never gonna forget, regardless. And so, I mean that's a positive. It's like when something tragic like this happens, a lot of times we get caught up in the 15 minutes of what might have happened, and everyone talks about it for a day and then it goes away. But it's kind of nice to know that this is a situation and a person's life that will never be forgotten, like in sports or just in the global world.
Yeah.
Like I mean, people are still gonna go and throw wrapped up paper balls into a garbage can and yell Kobe forever, right? Like that's always gonna be a thing.
My fiance, when I told her the news, like she's like that Kobe, like the one where, and exactly same point, like it'll never die, and it should never die. Keep up with that tradition because damn it, it's cool.
Yeah.
And I've seen a bunch of tweets. I'm gonna go through a couple quickly, but one person says Kobe made it okay for fans to accept that Michael Jordan had to retire. He was that crossover, like Glenn said.
Yeah.
When Jordan retired, he was there in '96. He was the next coming, and he didn't want to be the next Jordan. He doesn't want to be the next LeBron. He wanted to be the only Kobe. He played the only way he knew how, and not like talking about a global game, but his work ethic, like he's such a fighter. Like those are some of the words that came to mind from all over the world today. Was just like his hard work and he's always in the gym. Whenever you thought you were the early one in the gym, he'd be in the gym.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, and I know seeing, I saw Tyler Harrow from Miami and Donovan Mitchell from Utah both talking about retiring 24 forever.
Across the league, yeah.
Something like that. Like, and I mean, if that happens, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. I mean, but just to see even like Trae Young tonight wearing number 8 instead.
That was cool.
For Kobe, yeah, that was kind of cool.
The Mavericks have already, Mark Cuban, owner, has already said that 24 is off limits now.
Oh, and he would be, he would be probably the one to really kick it off.
Yeah.
Like, Cuban's good that way. So, I mean, like, I think it would be kind of cool to see that number go away forever, like, take 24 out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, how else do you kind of, like, really memorialize someone in sport?
And I think 23 and 24 would both be off the table. It's just goes to show, like, the power of both of those gentlemen. Not saying that Michael Jordan has passed, obviously, but just in that situation. Just quickly, to see him only win the one MVP is crazy. Like, LeBron's got 4, and Steve Nash had back-to-backs during that time. But for Kobe to only win the MVP in 2008, it's crazy. Like, because he was
weird?
People, you love to hate him. He was the most polarizing guy, I'd say, in the 2000s. And just like you had to respect his game because not only the 81, but the 62 and 3/4 that he had like a week or a month before. Just the most gifted offensive talent I've ever seen. One of them.
Yeah, he'd be up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean,
and defensively too. Like he was on double-digit all defensive teams.
Yep.
And that's pretty crazy to see.
Good player. Good person.
I know.
Yep.
Do you see that, to put a little sad, well, I guess it's all sad, but a little bit worse of a point on it. Did you see that his wife hadn't found out about it before she saw that the TMZ reported it? Yeah.
Wow.
Which sucks.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we talk about it a lot on this podcast about wanting more from social media. Social media people want more. And they wanted like that instant gratification, but I think today was a big reason why like that shouldn't be the case. They should be letting that information out when the family's comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I'd say that was about 25% of my Twitter feed today was just journalists going at people who were being first instead of right on their info. It was like 80%, 70% love for Kobe and just memories and stuff like that, and the other 25 was just journalists going at others who were spewing incorrect facts. And
there's one group that said all 4 daughters passed away.
We're all on the same planet. Yeah, I think I did see that too. Yeah,
there was a bunch of just misinformation, and it puts a dampen on the whole situation, on an already really crappy situation.
Absolutely. I mean, Cabby in Canada here. Cabby was one of the mainstays. He was one of the who got only access to Kobe, you know, in that late 2000s. And I seen an interview he did with Rod Black of TSN, and like to hear that man break down, that got me again. Like it was heart wrenching, and to see that all over social media today was very gloomy on a gloomy Sunday. So rest in peace to the Black Mamba, 41 years young. May he always live in our memories. So, cheers to Kobe.
With our icy
icy mountain water.
Cheers.
Hey.
Cheers. Okay, yeah. Should have brought a beer today.
No.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Tigers took a win against the Raiders.
Not an easy segue, but Corey goes about his ways. Yeah, so 2-game road trip for the Medicine Tigers in Saskatchewan. Lose a tough one on Friday night to the Saskatoon Blades, 6-5. Guerin gets the pull after allowing 5 goals on 31 shots. Lance is already rolling his eyes and shaking his head. You want to harp on the defense again?
Why do you say it like that? Because I'm the only one that's going to come out here and say it?
No, it's true.
Because it's true. Like, you can't... They're up 3-0. You can't lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
That can't happen. Like, get it together. I mean, thank God they did, and they found a way to win the next night in PA. But, like, as problematic as it is, like, okay, first off, didn't think that we were going to ever talk this year about how the goaltending is now becoming a question. Mm-hmm. But we're here. Like, the goaltending is a serious question with this team. Mm-hmm. The good news is, and it's a surprising positive for me on the whole goaltending situation, is that they still have 2 of the best goalies in the league. Like, for as poor as they've played, they're still one of the best tandems in the league. And all it takes is one of those guys to get hot at some point. I mean, preferably sooner than later, but I mean, as long as they get in and they get hot in playoffs, that's all that matters.
Anything can happen, absolutely. It's not dire straits, but it's a question mark right now.
It's just, I think the most frustrating thing is just because you see this team and you know that they should be like leading the division in the conference, if not, close to it.
Yeah.
So that's the frustrating part, is like to see, and you know where they can be at, and just to see games like that kind of get away is a little frustrating. But like I said, it's good to know that there's still 2 of the best or the better goalies in the league, and so that when you get into playoffs, then things might be able to spin around and just get one of them on a bit of a hot streak. But
yeah, exactly. Only one of them has to theoretically take the reins.
Yep.
I still think it's Mads Net in the playoffs. He's had a little bit of a rough patch, but he's still the guy, I think.
Yeah.
Last year, I mean, there was some question marks with Jordan Hollett. Like it wasn't quite his. Like, he was the starter, but it was definitely up for grabs to see who was going to get the starting role going into the playoffs. But I think, from Edmonton scoring in Game 6 last year, it's been Mads Net for this whole season, I think. Would you
Everyone
guys
loves
disagree?
a backup, though, right?
Yeah, no,
everyone loves a backup, except in Toronto.
Yes.
Outside of Toronto, everybody loves a backup, and so.
Yeah. And Guerin has played well, not to the point where I agree he hasn't overtaken Mads, but he's now, and he has been this whole season, making it way more of a competition than I'd say most people probably gave him credit for.
Yeah, I mean, he's still only 17 years old, so it's a tough position to be in the first place to try and take over a 19-year-old goalie, but, I mean, the future does look really bright. I think it's just been a couple, 2 or 3 really bad games for Guerin, the 7 goals against Edmonton that kind of put those stats down. But, you look, if you were to take all of his games, there's some really good games, some, 1 goal, 2 goals, a lot of save-type performances.
Like, it's consistency with any goalie and any player, but, like, you see that more when a 17-year-old goalie's in there. Like, I mean, Guerin can go and put up a 35-save shutout, and then he can go and let up 5 the next night. Yeah. And that's just that's the growing pains of having a 17-year-old goalie and just someone who's, still finding their way. But, like you said, the future, like, Guerin can kind of be a bit of a spark to what the future years can look for this team. Because, I mean, like, finding a solid goaltender at this age in the league kind of propels you ahead of teams immediately.
Absolutely,
so it's like
yeah.
if you have that base, like all of a sudden you can kind of retool around what you have in place with your goalie. So I mean that looks good, but for this year it's just like they just win the games you're supposed to win, please. Like please do it.
Well, and I mean, we'll get to their upcoming schedule for this week and beyond coming up, but there's some winnable games coming up against Swift Current and whatnot. You mentioned the win on Saturday night. They head down the road to Prince Albert, win 4-3 in a shootout. Mads gets the start there and holds his own. Kemp gets the shootout winner, and Jimmy Hamlin also scored in the shootout as well. 2 goals, though, on the weekend for Daniel Baker off the back end. He's got 11 on the season.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very nice welcome surprise, and that's nice to see him crack the double-digit mark.
Yeah, he developed more than we all thought, I think.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night on our way to the silver buckle.
Yeah, the buckle, the buck.
Get some
not get
beers
in.
in us.
To go sit there and then realize we can't actually get into the buckle, so we had to go somewhere else.
Oh, was it concert night?
Dueling pianos.
Oh, I've heard about the dueling piano.
Yeah. But he's just taken off, like development-wise. And I said it to you last night, and it still doesn't sound crazy to me, but like a late round flyer by an NHL team in the upcoming draft, like why not?
Absolutely.
Good sized body. If he can learn to he uses his body good enough for the WHL as an 18-year-old right now. But yeah, he could. He's pretty thick, right? He's got some height and some weight to it. Like he could run into guys.
Thick.
He's thick.
He's got that thick ass.
He is. But like he can play, like in both ends. He sees the game, like way better. Like he's just taken such a big step. And like points aside, like you just watch him play, and like just the way he sees the ice, like he's making every first pass out of his zone is solid and crisp. Like I don't remember the last time that I've watched a Tigers game and been like, yeah, Baker didn't have a great night.
No.
Yeah.
Like even when he's not putting up points, he's still like he's not a guy that you're ever saying had a bad night. Yeah. And it's like that's the great sign.
There's that consistency you talked about
Big
with the goalies. Like he's got that personified right there.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even think of a time where there's been like a defensive lapse or like a 2-on-1 back the other way, and you're like, oh, god damn it, Baker.
Why'd you pitch or something? Yeah.
You know, it happens with the other defensemen. Like, it happens, every once in a while to everybody. But, like, I'm trying to think of a time where it's like, oh, come on, Bakes. But,
that doesn't happen.
No, he's been good. And I want to talk a little bit about the newly formed third line that got a couple goals this year, or this weekend. Baxter Anderson, Nick McCary, and Kyle McNabb.
Yes.
McCary had a couple goals. Anderson had a goal. Like, that's
an interesting line.
See some production on that third line.
They played with 11 forwards there on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, and with that 7D. So they were probably. I didn't get to see who swapped in on that fourth line per se, but nice to see Willie switching the lines up a little bit, and like you said, getting some chemistry there on the third line.
Well, I think Adjaman went up and played forward again.
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
They tried that
because he's been playing wing a little bit.
Okay. They tried that in Moose Jaw a couple weekends ago, and. Yeah, I mean, that's got to help to have that seventh defenseman just in case somebody gets tired to throw somebody out there, but then also a guy that can fill in on the fourth line whenever they get their shifts.
Dylan Brado. Just like Dylan Brado.
Yeah, second round pick.
Second
round pick.
300 games played, Dylan Brado.
Oh, it's true. But yeah, no, like that's an interesting line with Anderson, McCary, and McNabb, because like, and I always say like McCary just seems like this guy with like so much skill that just needs to find a way to be untapped.
On that, yeah.
Like he seems like he sees the offensively, he sees the ice so well, and he just needs that next level. You know what I mean? Like it's like when you see the potential, but it's just like, fuck's sakes, man! Like just get there.
He needs that opportunity, is what you're saying.
Yeah. But I mean, like if he can find with energy guys, like maybe that's the key. Because I mean, Anderson is full of energy. McNabb's the same way, and he's a net front presence, which kind of opens things up a little bit for McCary. Right. Like that's an interesting line.
Yeah, McNabb's big. He's like a power forward. He really knows how to use his body, and he's talk about McCary a little bit like that. Yeah, McNabb is thick.
Body talk.
McNabb is very thick.
He's big with 4 C's.
4 C's.
Yeah, let's give it to him.
Oh man.
No, but Anderson is like. For a guy that hasn't put up many points in the WHL, I just don't think he's found his way. But like he's pretty skilled too. Yeah. If you look at the numbers that he was putting up in bantam and before he got to the WHL, like he was a really skilled player coming out of those leagues, and then just didn't really find his way points wise, and kind of been stuck on that fourth line his whole career. But I mean, maybe he's found his right line mates. To,
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's more of a penalty killer, but if he can just, win faceoffs and get the puck to somebody who can put the puck in the back of the net.
I mean, the thing with Baxter. Oh, stop it. The thing with Baxter over the weekend.
There's no wide shot at him.
Oh, we lost the camera.
Yeah.
Camera down.
All right.
But the thing with Baxter, when he scored his goal, it looked like a goal scorer's goal because he's like drifting around on the weak side, and the puck, or I can't remember who shot it. It was either McCarry or McNabb, I would assume. But puck comes in at the net, and McCarry's Anderson's in this perfect spot, and like it's a prototypical goal scorer's goal just to kind of find open space and like see where the play is going to develop to. And so like if Baxter can settle in, like I mean if they start to roll together, having that third line to kind of come in as another wave, because for as much as we love the Shazowski, Kemp, and Sillinger line, I mean they do a lot of damage on the power play.
Yeah.
Like that's where a lot of their damage comes as a line is with the extra man. So if they can have that third line to just throw out there that's responsible on their own end yet can chip in on the offensive side, like my God.
Yep. You unlock a whole different wave, right? Like you said.
Unlocks a huge layer, yeah.
And that line hasn't had any points in the past 3 games, so they've kind of cooled off a little bit.
The Jazowski line you're talking about?
Yeah, they've been pointless in the last 3 games. So, to have that third line that can be like, all right, it's all right, you guys are just going through a little bit of a rough patch. Let's chip in. Let's get one win. Let's get the points when we can.
Well, it's nice to see the Jimmy, Hoplow, Svevkovsky lines putting up, 41 points in the last 11 games, so they're kind of picking up some slack there as well. So they're doing okay.
Yeah, they found something there.
Yeah.
Like Corson Hoppo might be one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
Like I love a guy that can get on the score sheet and then pick up some pims.
Yeah.
That's what Corson's doing right now.
Not a great golfer. But
Not a great golfer.
No.
No.
You never did reach the island pin there in your mind.
No, he's a nice guy though. He actually said that he needs to take me for coffee.
Okay.
He said that after these skills comps. That's nice of him.
Good for him.
But no, I was just looking quick because I'm just infatuated by Daniel Baker's numbers. And he's a plus 32.
Yeah, he's
Like
That's huge.
I understand their team's scoring a lot of goals, so when your team's good, your plus minus is going to naturally inflate.
Yeah.
But plus 32, he's head and shoulders above the rest of the team.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's nothing to slouch at. That's
No.
that's for damn sure. Anything else quickly before we get to the schedule?
I think, yeah.
Just schedule.
You can go to the
All
schedule.
right, we'll go with
Yeah.
schedule. So Tuesday at home against the Swift Current Broncos, the first game of a home and home series. Then they're back. Saturday, Friday. Can't even read my own notes. Friday they're
Fry
in
would
Swift
be
Current.
Friday, yeah.
That's right.
FRI.
Friday in Swift Current. Then back home on Saturday against the Brandon Wheat Kings. I put down you got to make hay against Swift Current, but you probably can make hay against Brandon as well.
Yeah, that's not a tough back-to-back in Swift and then home to Brandon.
Yeah.
That's not a difficult road trip. Travel's not bad at all. You're literally just driving straight on the number one, so that's fine.
Put it in
Tra-
cruise control.
Yeah, basically.
No
Anchor style.
Google Maps on this one.
Yeah, you don't need to get MapQuest to kind of design everything for you. No, that's 6 points. That's what it should be.
Should be.
Like you said a couple episodes ago, whatever it was, you were saying it was 11 games against non-playoff teams in 26 games. Well, now it's 11 and 22.
Okay,
right?
half.
So we so
Crazy to think only 22 regular season games left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you gotta, get tidy. You gotta make sure all your P's and Q's are tightened up. So we'll have to
just
wait and see.
Find a way to play your systems well. I guess I mean, in theory, they should beat Swift both times. Shut up, not in Siri. In theory. In theory, they should. That's the first time my Siri's ever gone off. I didn't even know it worked. Theoretically, we'll put it that way. They should beat Swift both games, and they should be able to take care of Brandon. But it's just a matter, in the style in which they beat them is what's important at this point.
Yeah.
I would assume it's just as long as you keep it clean, you play your systems well, and results. I don't want to say not as important because I'm just gonna assume that they should win all of them. So it's just how you get it done, I guess.
And defensively, you've been mentioning on every podcast for the last month, they got to tighten it down. And that goes to their systems as well. But if they play it correctly, then they should be limiting their opposition to, let's say, less than 2.
Yeah.
Less than 3.
I didn't have it off. I don't have it off the top of my head. I checked a couple days ago. They had the second most goals in the league.
Yeah.
Behind Kamloops. That was it.
That top line in
Tigers.
Kamloops is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Lethbridge is slowly creeping up there as well. I mean, they're in our own division, but they've got a lot of good goal scorers as well. So, very good to see, though. They're keeping up with the rest of the WHL pack. Want to switch over to the NHL. They had their All-Star weekend. Did anybody watch? Did you see it on any TV screen at the Silver Buckle?
No, we didn't get to go in there, man.
Not even at all.
No,
I thought
table.
I thought you got in and then had to leave or something.
Saw a little bit of local.
Yeah,
a little bit of local.
Yeah, we watched the end of it. I was more enamored with the boxing that was happening.
Okay.
Yeah, you put $20 down on a guy that was
massive on. He was like a 15 to 1.
Did you get involved in his betting schemes?
I just let him do his thing.
Did he lose by unanimous decision?
Yeah, he won one round.
Yeah. Okay. See, he was like 15 to 1 underdog.
Okay.
And this was at the start of the fight. I was like, hell yeah, I'll put $20 on him.
He had yellow hair. He wasn't gonna win.
Yeah, he had tattoos. He looked tough.
He did look tough.
He looked fucking tough.
Tough guy.
You know what yellow hair means in boxing?
Tough.
I'm probably gonna lose.
Okay, that too. All-Star wise, no. So I kind of saw a little bit. I taped the skills comp because it's just so long.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm fine to just watch it back the next day and just skip through all the commercials and interviews and stuff.
Right.
So I watched that front to back.
I like what they did with the whole shooting the puck from the platform off the ice there. Not even sure what it was called, but I like the visual of that.
Like Top Golf style.
Yeah, kind of.
There was just too many people.
Yeah.
Too many shooters. Because it felt like it just kind of drug on for a while.
How many was there by chance?
I think they had.
I only kind of saw the finale there with Kane and
think they had
O'Reilly.
8?
Was there another? It was 8.
6 or 8. I can't remember. It felt like it was too many.
They brought Brett Hall on top there. I didn't see how his result went. But
Did you hear everyone chanting "We went Blues" when they saw him from when he did his presser after the Cup win?
No.
Did you not see Brett Hall at the presser after the Cup win?
I only saw him
at
during the
rally?
game there. No.
So Brett Hall at the Cup rally comes on stage and is just hammered and starts shouting, "We went Blues!" And now that's just like a saying,
What's the thing?
"We went Blues."
What does it mean?
No
I
one
think
fucking knows. It was just Brett Hall wasted.
Ah.
And so then when they saw him at the All-Star game, everyone started cheering, "We went Blues." It was great. It was incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
women's 3-on-3 was cool.
I was really cool to include that this year.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't it go to overtime and Canada won in overtime, something along those lines. I seen like the game-winning goal. There was a 2-on-1 there.
Yeah, Canada won.
Canada won.
I would like to see just like women get put into just the events. Instead of doing the 3-on-3, just like have them in the different events.
Wasn't that Kendall Coy, whatever she was in?
Kendall Coy Schofield?
That one? Yeah. Wasn't she in the fastest skater last year?
Because Nathan McKinnon got hurt.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. I remember that.
So McKinnon picked her as a replacement.
Ah,
that's pretty cool.
There's 2 girls in that one we were just talking about. Where
Yeah.
Way.
Accuracy shooting type thing.
Shooting stars
from up front. Yeah.
That's what they called it.
Shooting stars.
So they based it off the NBA's shooting stars.
Yes.
Because they do an NBA. They got the NBA player, the WNBA player, and a retired guy on one team, and they shoot.
Oh.
You see that? Have you ever seen these?
No.
So it's like they go from the free throw line, baseline extended, a 3-point line, and then like a half court shot.
And they're playing against each other, or like?
Well, it's a
team?
time challenge. So basically, everybody picks their spot, and once all 4 shots are made, that's your time as a team.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, basically they took that name. That's cool.
Essentially, yeah. Like NBA All-Star Game's way better. Like the skills. And like the dunk competition, and then to the All-Star Game, it's just way better.
I was so enamored by the 3-on-3 when it first started as the All-Star format. I'm a little bit over it now. Because
here's my problem. Okay,
they don't care. Like I feel like they don't. It's just a 19 to 18 score. Not saying that the NBA All-Star Game is any better because it's like a 165 to 160 game.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, hockey players, they look like they don't care more than NBA players do. I can't even describe.
And like watching threes and dunks doesn't get old. Like that's always fun to watch.
But
you know what I mean?
See Pasternak going on a breakaway or Hurdle score 5 goals, it's just like, okay. Yeah. Sure, you're shooting on the same guy over and over again. Exactly. I don't know.
My problem with the 3-on-3 is that they spend all this time and they change the schedule to get like different matchups in the division so that there was more rivalries. And then they say, okay, now come to All-Star Game and be friends. Play with your division. That's so dumb. Like why don't they put like all like the Calgary players and Edmonton players on different teams.
Well, did you see
And
the
then-
setup there by?
Yeah, Kachuk set up
Kachuk,
Draisaitl and
yeah.
they didn't even talk. Yeah.
No, they just skated around each
Skated
other.
away.
Well, I don't think it's been too much of a problem until this year, right? Where it's actually, well, maybe it has been a problem, but nobody's really talked about it
Yep.
until that situation.
Yeah, but that's just like I've always just thought that it's weird that you want to create those rivalries within the division, but then you want to go to All-Star game and have them just be buddy. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's cool and all, but like it would add a little flavor if you just had them play against each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that would create a different dynamic that would kind of match up to what you're doing during the season. But in any case, it was good times.
Yeah, so Pasternak won the MVP on the losing Atlantic team. Barzal beat McDavid in the fastest skater.
Barzal's fast.
Fair fast.
He's very fast.
Be fast.
I mean, I think McDavid probably just didn't want to go 100%. I don't know. I feel like he still
McDavid
could
looked
whip.
like he was trying.
I feel like he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Mm.
He looked like he was putting in effort.
Okay.
I think all that, like all those, most of them, okay, I would say like 90% of those guys that go into those competitions, like they want to win, of
It's
course.
a pride thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, you want to see how well you can do, right? It's just like
It's
it's kind
kinda-
of internal competition, if nothing else.
It's kind of like how LeBron won't go in the dunk contest because
Right.
if he wins, so what? Maybe you're supposed to win. If he loses, his pride takes a major hit, and it's kind of like that. But it's nice to see the NHL stars compete in these little,
Yeah, it's fun.
it's fun for the fans. It's fun for the players to compete against the best. Whatever. Al McInnes hit 100 on his hardest shot. Was that like mid competition, or was it like kind of like a retiree version of
No,
the
so
event?
what he did was he started the hardest shot competition with that. And then for
Oh.
every time a player shot harder than McInnes, some company donated $5,000 to a charity of the player's choice.
That's pretty cool.
And he started off with 100.
Yeah, 100
So-
point, like
And
4
the
or
charity got like $5.
Only Shea Weber beat it because he got 105 or something.
Yeah, I think he rounded up to 106.
106,
if I remember right.
wow.
No, maybe 105.
Big monster.
But yeah, anyway, that's very fast.
Do you see the kind of the extent of the McDavid injury got revealed earlier on this week?
With the documentary or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Special.
something like that. Basically, so the McDavid camp was kind of holding out info to the fans and the media about how bad his injury to end last year was. He basically had a torn. It wasn't an ACL. It was a PCL, maybe. I think it was a PCL. Either way, to see him skate off the ice with that leg under that kind of a pain, like that's ballsy. And
I must say I haven't watched it yet. I do have it on the PVR
yeah,
because I wasn't around for it. When did that air? Friday after the skills comp, I think, was when
Yeah,
it originally came on.
I thought it was a little bit earlier in the week, but yeah, we can definitely find it. But yeah, he was just trying to downplay it so that there would be less media pressure to come back, and to kind of give a more concrete timetable. But it kind of goes to the fact of players hiding injuries and how serious those injuries are. He didn't get surgery on it. He went with the rehab option, but yeah, that's crazy. This could have been a way different story if he did have surgery, or it was revealed that maybe he should have had surgery, and he's come back and no problems or whatsoever. But yeah,
Crazy.
Really, that's it?
That's
You've
the
been,
way to
you've
do
been
it.
silent for 10 minutes, and now you just say
That's
crazy?
the way to do it.
Have you ever hurt your knees, Corey?
Always. They're always hurt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Old age?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
he's the
Yeah.
baby of the group. He's got sore knees.
Well, I remember you made 13 threes once. And I
Yeah.
just didn't know if you've had any knee injuries as well.
No, that's definitely the way to do it. Yeah, there would 100% be pressure from the whole fan base. It's crazy up in Canada. If you played for Florida, nobody would care.
Yeah.
Well, maybe with him they would care.
Yeah, I take
might
that.
still
It
care.
would be it'd be a lot different though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that.
Well, didn't he?
It's
Because he
good.
said something he hasn't made a decision in 24 hours. Like, I remember seeing that clip of it from the teaser, and it was like he had to make a decision 24 hours within that time window of when the injury happened as to what steps they were going to take
Okay.
for rehabilitation. Because, like, he didn't want to go and do this massive surgery. Like, he still had to do some kind of surgery.
Yeah.
But it was just, like, to the extent of it. Like, it's wild.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's apparently worth the watch. But, like I couldn't imagine making a decision on, like, my career in 24 hours.
You do it every day, Lance.
I do.
You could say the worst things on the radio and ruin your career. You're better than
but
Connor
I choose
McDavid.
not to.
No, you do.
Yeah, because
I don't know how that makes any sense.
you
but
take
thank you.
those 24 hours every day.
Yeah.
He only had one day of 24 hours to choose his career. You're the
Yeah.
real
One day is 24 hours. That is
Yeah.
actually correct.
Yeah. Fuck you, Connor.
Yeah, that's what
Who
I
are
said.
you?
I said that. Anyway,
Who are you?
Maxwell's a legend. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you.
I like the I like the compliments back and forth.
That's nice.
Way to go, gentlemen. The all-decade team was announced for the 2010s for the NHL.
Yeah.
Crosby, Ovechkin, Kane, Duncan Keith, Drew Doughty, and Marc-Andre Fleury as your goaltender. I think that list pretty much sums up the entire 2010s. I think they did a great job.
Yeah. I didn't realize Patrick Kane had the most goals in that decade, or not the most goals, the most points.
Yeah.
He had like 770 points in the
I
decade.
feel like Ovechkin still had the most goals.
Yeah.
And because Crosby missed a pretty significant amount of time, he's a little bit lower on that list. But, like, you could substitute any of those Blackhawks players. You could substitute, you could throw in Chris Letang in there.
You could probably make a case for Brandon Saad, considering how many cups he has with Chicago. You could probably make a case for him.
Good, yeah. Was Hossa on all of those teams?
I don't know about all of them.
No, he was on a couple.
Brian Bickle? Like, you could just...
Nicholas Hjalmarsson?
Yeah. Chalmerson's a great guy.
Yeah.
You could just have the entire Blackhawks.
Corey
just
Crawford
be
instead
the
of
team the
Fleury?
decade.
Yeah.
Really. 'Cause, you can't dispute what they were... Like, that... They were the best team of the decade, though.
Yeah.
Like, the Blackhawks, bar none. Just
That was announced
incredible
as well,
franchise.
too. Like,
Yeah.
they went through, like, the player-wise all decade, but they also went through a team best team of the decade, and I think the Blackhawks won there, so...
It was weird to see them not make the playoffs this decade, especially in the last couple of years.
Mhm.
It was really weird to see them not there.
Yeah.
Just because that dynasty is just so, historic, and they've just had so much success over that decade.
Yeah. No.
They probably had a lot of sex as well.
Oh man.
Did they?
Probably.
You think?
Yeah, maybe before Stanley Cup night.
Brian Bickle seems like the guy that would just smash.
Yeah.
Like, he went into any club he wanted, and he was just like, hey, let's go.
Sure his
I've
wife
got this
would
ring
agree.
here.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he was married at the time.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't.
He's thick.
Yeah, he's thick,
He's
yeah.
thick.
He's like 7 C's thick.
Yeah.
Like
Throwing
him,
a K there,
Bickle and
too.
Bufflin.
Oof.
Like, my goodness.
Bufflin was only
they
part
were
of the
there.
first team, though.
Were they that? They weren't there at the same time, were they?
I don't know either.
I don't know.
It's
like
really irrelevant.
Yeah, we're talking about Brian Pick.
Yeah, but he was great.
Little
for his
Patrick
time.
Sharp.
Oh yeah, Patrick Sharp.
Sharpie.
He's a guy that you gotta like.
He's a good-looking dude.
He is.
I feel like the Dallas Stars are like when Sharp was on the Stars. I don't think he's still on the Stars.
He's retired. He's done.
Yeah, that's right. They are a good-looking team.
But like, yeah, they
and
were
Sagan,
actually, yeah.
and I mean, you got what's the captain there? Jamie Benn. He's not
That's
the
all right.
most.
Ben Bishop.
Ben Bishop's.
I mean, he's kind of a big dude, but like.
6'7". People like 6'7". Dude.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
People, I wouldn't know.
Not that I
don't
know
like
either.
6'7" dudes.
Really?
No, I'm more
Okay.
of like a 6'2".
That's your type of dude.
Yeah, yeah. It's not too intimidating yet, just big enough. What is that, weird?
No,
No. It's
Good.
great.
I like how
Great
you break it down.
Great, you have a type.
Good footage.
Well, yeah, I know who I am.
We'll put it out there.
Thanks.
So outside of the Kobe Bryant news, there was still lots to talk about in the NBA world. We talked about LeBron moving past Kobe for third time on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Obviously,
job,
a little bit poetic there.
Good job.
I know you already mentioned it, but
No, just good job, LeBron.
oh, okay.
That's all I
I
got.
thought you were looking at me like that.
Nope.
It was Kobe's last tweet congratulating LeBron.
Mhm.
It was. Fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite fitting.
I'll be awaiting to see what LeBron has to say. We haven't heard a statement from LeBron yet about the whole news, but that will be, I'm sure, very endearing. So,
Lakers' next game is Tuesday against the Clippers.
Clippers,
eh?
so that's going to be...
At home. Well, I guess, of course.
That's
Well, I guess
LeBron's
they
Taco
are wearing the
Tuesday.
home jerseys.
That is
What does LeBron do on Tuesday games? Does he still have tacos?
He's gonna.
Well, remember he
taco
tried to
bout
get
it.
that... Oh,
He's a taco bout.
I think you've heard that
He
on
needs
our-
to get Taco Fall. That's what he needs.
Does he?
trade for him.
If he had Taco Fall on his team,
They could use a center.
he could
I mean,
have
they
Taco
got JaVale
Tuesday with
McGee.
Taco.
Yeah. In his
It'd be
Snapchat
nice.
videos.
It'd be nice.
There probably will not be a dry eye in the house
Mhm.
in the Staples Center. That'll be
Probably not.
that'll be a memorable night. We'll probably be talking about that next week as
Oh,
well.
sorry. Can we just talk about how they made the Raptors and Spurs play like an hour after it happened? 2 hours.
We
Like,
could definitely talk about
that's
that.
That's crazy.
When they canceled,
That's nuts.
It's different.
Like, I couldn't play in an NBA game. Like, I know I couldn't play in an NBA game anyway.
No,
but
you
like,
could.
I
You
definitely
could.
couldn't do it today.
you're a sharpshooter.
Yeah. 13 threes.
But I agree. I don't know. There was talk they were going to cancel the Brooklyn Nets game because I know Kyrie was out for that game due to personal reasons. But there was talk that they were going to cancel some of these later games. I'm not even sure if that's correct.
I haven't seen nothing.
No.
I didn't really look.
Just quickly go into the sports app here.
But obviously, what the Spurs and the Raptors did at the start of the game was a.
Very poetic.
Yeah.
That was awesome to see.
And then like every team kind of did their own thing. Some were taking 8-second backcourts and 24-second shot clock violations and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really really cool to see.
They did not cancel any games.
Nope.
I just looked it up. So that was my
Play on.
bad. Yep. Play on. The All-Star starters were revealed on Thursday night. In the East, Trae Young, Kemba Walker, Giannis Antetokounmpo is your captain. Pascal Siakam, Toronto Raptors, first-time All-Star.
Hey.
And Joel Embiid are your
Kemba
five.
Walker. Has he
Kemba
been
Walker.
good?
He's been fantastic for the Celtics.
Not
People
Brad-
were voting for Kyrie even though he's played about 20 games.
Not Bradley Beal.
Beal's been good, but he's also on a shitty team.
Yeah, but
So
like,
he
Bradley
will-
Beal over.
I mean,
Kemba
Trae
Walker?
Young's on the worst team in basketball, and he's a starter. So
Yeah, but Trae Young's Trae Young.
Trae Young's been fantastic. But I agree, Bradley Beal's been awesome, and
Yeah.
he will be a reserve.
Oh yeah, of course.
But yeah, the 50% was fan vote, and the other 50% was league executives and players as well. So kind of a collaboration. In the West, Luka Doncic gets his first time All-Star nominee, the youngest All-Star since LeBron back in 2005. James Harden's on the team. LeBron's your captain. Anthony Davis and Kawhi Leonard. I'm not sure when the actual draft will go down between Giannis and LeBron. Probably when the reserves are named so they can actually pick a full roster. But
You think?
I'm talking this out loud because I thought that
That'd be a good idea.
I thought that they only draft from that starters pool, but then I kind of forgot that they do. They
draft
start
the
with
bench.
they start with the starters and then they add their bench players. So my bad.
Oh, they still have to. Oh, so it's not East and West.
It's not East and
Right,
West.
Okay.
So
So the guys named are just their name.
they're the
order
first
of
10
their
starters.
conference.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still yet to be drafted. Okay, I was wondering what the captain meant. I know they did the draft last year, and
Yeah,
okay,
it was
That's kinda
it was
cool.
actually a big hit. I think it went really well.
I really
And
liked it. Yeah.
to have these two do it again, I would have liked to see Doncic claim the top vote in the West, to see Giannis and Doncic, two international players, draft.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool to see. But, I mean, LeBron was great, and Giannis was chirping back at LeBron last year, so
Right.
hopefully see a little bit more of the same. The reserves, I guess, we quickly talk about it. I mean, we talked about Bradley Beal. He should be on there. In the East, Ben Simmons is, I'd
Yeah.
say, pretty close to a lock. There's
I would
word
assume so.
Kyle Lowry might be an option as the guard spot. Do you take a guard like Jaylen Brown out of Boston? Have two Celtics.
He's been good too.
What do you do about the Indiana Pacers players? You got Malcolm Brogdon, who now is hurt, but he's been fantastic, and Domantas Sabonis in the front court could be an
Sabonis
option.
probably gets in, right?
I feel like-
Lithuania, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you love
Let's go.
Sabonis.
I love me some
Attaboy. He's been
Lithuanians.
fantastic.
Yeah, are you Lithuanian?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that would be why.
Jason
you and Iggy
Tatum.
Brosdakis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so lots of names there in the East. In the West, a little bit, I'd say more concrete in the fact that Damian Lillard's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
He's been out of this world. Chris Paul, I feel like, is going to make it for the
Westbrook will be there.
maybe.
No, probably.
I mean, they like voting for guys that they voted for in the past, so you're probably right there.
Basketball is really good at just taking their best players. Like that's the thing. Like all their best players just show up for All-Star Weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and like even if they're not playing, they still go.
Yeah,
like,
they're
to the
ambassadors,
events,
right? Yeah.
Like that's what's really cool. That's why the NBA All-Star Game is the best. So like, guys like Westbrook will be there. I mean, who knows? Like maybe even a guy like Victor Oladipo probably just shows up there because why not?
Well, his first game's supposed to be this week. You're
Right.
right, end of January here.
And
He's
so
gonna
he
be
might
playing.
just end up like I'm not saying we'll make a team, but like he might just be in the building because that's how the NBA seems to work.
Yeah, maybe you'll do a skills competition.
So that'd be fun.
They do that obstacle course where they pass through tires and
Did
they
he blow up
do a
his leg?
layup. Can they what?
Didn't he blow up his leg?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he's got the busted.
Oladipo, you blew up your leg. Now go run through the obstacle course.
This is your first
Entertain
appearance.
us.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see when the reserves get announced, and then the
Mhm.
draft will follow, and we'll be watching the game come. I think it's Family Day weekend there,
Oh,
February
nice.
16th. So
Nice.
keep that on your calendars.
There's a Tigers game on Family Day weekend.
Is there?
There
Is it the one
Holiday
up in
Monday.
Edmonton?
Here.
No,
Oh, it's here.
Holiday Monday.
No
The
kidding.
Winnipeg Ice, 2:00 start.
Okay.
Yeah, so mark that in your calendars.
Yeah, do it.
Good.
Mark with a big red star.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. Big red star.
Big red star.
Yeah.
Peyton Krebs is coming to town.
Oh,
we all love.
they already had their
Andrew.
meeting in the first go around, but
True.
Las Vegas Golden Knight prospect.
Yeah.
Right? He got drafted by Golden
Yeah.
Knights. Okay, I was thought
Yeah.
I was wrong there. Quickly, go around the NBA. Spencer Dinwiddie of the Brooklyn Nets is moving to the bench. Karis LeVert or somebody's going to move into his starting spot.
Yeah, 'cause I
He's been
think-
averaging 21.5 points and 6.5 assists, which is not too shabby of numbers. However, Kyrie Irving is back from injury. I put back in a little bit of quotations because he's kind of on a minutes restriction. He still takes games off. He's not 100% back, but he's back.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson made his debut on Wednesday night. It was memorable in the fact that I turned off the game midway through the third quarter and missed the 17-point fourth quarter.
Wasn't that 17 in a row?
Yes, it was.
I think it was all straight, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were letting him shoot. LaMarcus Aldridge, they were playing the Spurs, and
Yeah.
LaMarcus Aldridge was just letting him shoot those threes.
Yeah.
Not a soul in sight. His arc was straighter than Pinocchio's nose.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
He has no arc on his three-pointer.
No.
It was a zoom in. But he looked really good, and he's actually followed up Friday night, had a 15-5 game, and then tonight, his very first double-double, 21 points, 11 rebounds in 27 minutes. So they actually gave him some more run time, and he actually played the last 4:30 of the game, which was huge because in that San Antonio game they took him out for crunch time. He didn't get to play because he's on a minutes restriction.
I'm not excited about Zion.
You're not excited?
I don't care. Like, I mean, he's just, like, he's a guy. Like, the NBA is full of these kinds of guys.
Wait, just wait.
Like, I'm just excited to, like if he plays, sure, I'll watch.
Mhm.
But, like, everyone makes a big deal about every single game he's played. He's only played 3.
Wait
I'm
till he
just like,
crowns a dude.
yeah, then that'll be good. But, like, that happens all the time in the NBA now, you know? Like, we have so many of these guys. Like, no one gets as hyped to watch, like, Luka Doncic, but you should. Like, Zion plays 3 games, and everyone's like, oh, well, he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care. I don't. Like, he's fun to watch, but, like, there's just too much hype around him.
Yeah.
Like, just let him play. Just
I
enjoy it
feel
for
like
what it is.
yeah, people have been anticipating his debut for months now,
Yeah.
and that's part of it.
Just
I
enjoy
agree.
him.
He had a lot of hype coming out of college
Mhm.
because he's could be the next chosen one. He could be the next LeBron.
Right.
Could be the next Magic Johnson, just because of his size, his style of play, all that stuff.
We just hype up every single dude that comes into the league. It's like everyone that has, like, a decent pedigree, we hype up. And then it's like,
But then you look on the flip side. You go to a team like Miami Heat, who draft Tyler Hero.
yep,
They get an undrafted guy in Kendrick Nunn.
yeah.
Duncan Robinson, like they've got a bunch of guys who nobody gives a crap about,
Mhm.
and they're top 3 in the East,
Yeah.
along with Jimmy Butler.
I guess that's like the biggest thing. It's like, the NBA's in a really good place.
It
Like,
totally
they have
is.
a lot of, like, exciting players. You can watch any game and find a guy or two that, like, stand out,
Trey Young on the worst team in basketball.
right? And so it's like, maybe that's why I'm just not as hype about, like, Zion, because I don't feel like the league needs that big elevation right now. They already have so many guys.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm just like, nah, he's good. I'll watch him if he's on my TV.
Yeah.
You know?
Different league than having Jordan and then Kobe and then LeBron. Like, we don't need that star, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, like I don't think they're pressed to
Right.
like they're not looking for that big next guy, right? I mean, like, you could probably pick out 5 in the league right now that could be taking that spot soon.
Yeah.
So
Do you think a lot of that has to do with just the accessibility of all the games? Like, maybe way back in the day, like, there was only one game that was being broadcast on a certain night, and it
Yep.
had to be the top guy. Like, you
Yeah,
can
that could
watch
be
any
it.
game. You can see all the highlights after a game. Right?
100%.
Like, what do you
Yeah.
think?
The league is more social than ever. They are the
Mm-hmm.
most. Like, NBA Twitter is one of the best things you could ever follow.
Mhm.
Like, they are fantastic on Twitter. The players are so active on Twitter. They engage with each other. They engage with the fans.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I agree. This game is more global. Outside of, like, soccer, they are right up there.
Yeah.
And they've done a great job, albeit to the power of former Commissioner David Stern. He was a huge ambassador for getting the game where it is today. Because when he first took over, like you mentioned, Corey, this game was on once a week. NBA Finals games were being tape delayed and aired at 11 o'clock at night in Los Angeles. Like some of these major cities, they weren't even getting live games. And it was almost like it had a terrible image because people thought it was just a bunch of thugs. And yeah, he's completely turned this game around to the point where, like you said, two of the best young players are international. One guy from Greece and one guy from Slovenia. Who would have thought? Basketball powers.
I just want Ben Simmons to make a fucking three. That's all I want.
He made one.
It's like, how
worry.
Can you play in that league and like not want to make a jump shot? Like, you've never been like, you know what I should do? I should just work on this. Like, I should be a good teammate, and I should try and diversify myself. Because,
but when he does,
I'm one of the best players on my team.
When he does everything else really well,
would you not be pissed if you go, like, if you're on that team with a guy like him and he's that talented and doesn't give a fuck to try to make threes, like to try and help your team balance as a whole, and he says, you know what? No, I don't care. I'm not going to practice that. Like, would that not drive you insane?
But we don't know if he's not practicing it.
Well, clearly he's not, because he's not making any.
But he's also not attempting any.
That's the problem. So if he's not attempting them, he's probably not trying to make them.
Yeah.
It's like, my thing is just like, why wouldn't you want your team to be better off? Like, if Ben Simmons is making threes, does that make his team better?
But maybe he knows deep down that he's not a three-point shooter.
That's not the question I asked. If Ben Simmons is making threes, does that make the Sixers better?
Yes.
Right? So why is he not doing that?
Because
like, why does he not want to try?
He can't make threes.
Yeah, but it's not like it's something that it's impossible to do. It's not like making threes is some kind of art that only Van Gogh can paint.
I did it 13 times.
You did it 13 times at the Y.
What are we talking about?
My God. Everyone can do it. It's just so dumb.
Giannis has improved his three-point shot this year, so you're not wrong.
Exactly.
And there's been many, many cases in the past where, NBA greats have improved their three-point shot. Jason Kidd was a terrible three-point shooter early in his career, and when he won the title with the Dallas Mavericks in 2011, he made some critical three-point shots.
Yeah. Like, bigs are an example, too, right? Like, bigs now can all shoot threes.
Well, on his own team, Joel Embiid has said when he comes back from his finger injury, he vows to shoot more threes so that he gives Ben Simmons more of a paint presence. He can go down in the paint and not crowd things up.
See, isn't that fucked?
Because Embiid's a better shooter than Simmons.
Isn't that fucked? Like, do you hear what you're saying? Like, that can't happen.
I know.
That just shouldn't happen.
I know.
Like, he's playing a point guard position.
Dwight Howard's hit more threes this year than Simmons has his entire career.
Like
2-1.
I don't know. It's just wild to me. It's like, I couldn't be in a room and on a team with a guy that has all that skill and then just like can't learn to make a three. Like, you can't tell me that you can't learn to make a three.
Yeah.
If the three of us went and practiced making threes or kicking field goals, like, we would inherently just get better at it.
Yeah.
That's the goal, right?
Well, it's just, I don't know.
Let's do it then.
You guys just don't seem to care. I just don't understand.
I understand. Like, he's never going to be he's never going to be the best three shooter
He's
in
no
the
Curry.
league, exactly, but I understand where you're coming from. Is that at least try, at least get to 30% where you're making 30%.
Just make
right?
yourself
like,
passable.
Right? Yeah.
Because then it opens up your team's offense.
Yeah, then you become unstoppable.
It adds
You
such
become
huge
a
dimension.
smaller Giannis because Giannis can do whatever he wants in the paint.
Right.
Simmons can get to the paint whenever he wants, the way he plays. And yeah, if they both can develop
offensively,
an adequate
Kawhi's
shot.
like that too, right? Like, offensively, like, Kawhi shoots the three when he needs to,
Yeah,
but he can also get in the paint.
absolutely.
And it's like Kawhi has been a guy
Kawhi
that,
started as a defensive monster who could only shoot corner threes with San Antonio.
Yeah.
If you watch 2012, 2013 San Antonio Spurs in the finals, you see Kawhi in the corner every time.
He's hanging out with Danny Green.
Yeah. Him, Danny in one and Kawhi in the
Exactly.
other. And he was making them.
Yeah.
And then he got a little bit more confidence. And then he started taking it to the 10 and got more buckets that way. And then he became an offensive monster along with defense. So, yeah, it's possible. Absolutely, it's
It just
possible.
blows my mind.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being that guy and being like, nah, I'm not making threes. I don't even want to shoot one.
Yeah.
Don't want to help my team.
Did you see this guy who
Fuck
went
the Sixers, man.
30 teams, 30 Jumbotrons in 30 days?
No.
So
I have not seen
he
this
made
at
it
all.
his goal I guess, well, I don't even know when this thing started. It must have started, actually, it started on Christmas Day, was the very first game. I think he's from Philadelphia, and he,
Probably a Sixers fan.
who knows?
Ugh.
You can't jump. Yeah, watching Ben Simmons not shoot a three. But basically, his goal was, like I said, 30 teams in the NBA get on 30 jumbotrons in 30 days, and he completed it. He did well. He doubled up on the LA teams. Both the Clippers and the Lakers played on the same day. One was an afternoon, one was an evening game. So he combined there, and then he had one travel day that he got to take off, which made up for that difference. But he, like I said, he hit up all 30 teams and got on the jump. And his costumes, he had a costume for every location.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's insane.
I listened to a podcast that he was on describing his journey. So it was him and a buddy. They were rooming it. They were staying at a friend's house, whatever. And more often than not, he got a bunch of costumes after Halloween that he bought, and then he would ship them to his friend's location so that he didn't have to carry 30 costumes in his vehicle as he was driving all over the country. He did a couple flights, but for the most part he drove. And so, like I said, if you go to Instagram and it's 30 for 30 for 30 is the handle, and he's got a bunch of stories and videos of it. It's pretty impressive, and he's like he's a communications guy for, I want to say, Red Bull. Like he's actually got a job.
That makes a lot more sense then. That suddenly ties it all together.
Were they were paying him to do it, maybe?
No,
Oh.
no, his boss was supportive, but this wasn't an ad sponsorship type
Oh yeah,
thing.
but if he works for Red Bull, the content that
can't
they're
remember.
getting out of that. If he works for
Yeah.
any like kind of Monster Energy, like anything like
yeah,
that,
I want to say it's something like that.
then okay, that never mind. Makes a lot of sense because I was going to say who in their right mind would do that.
Yeah.
But it-
Someone that works for them would.
But
Yeah.
he wasn't a sponsorship.
It doesn't matter.
It takes a certain mindset
Yeah.
to work for Red Bull.
Yeah.
It's the
Okay.
mindset
Is that
that
what
you
you're
want to
saying?
do that.
I just assume that is what that guy's job would be.
Yeah.
Is like working for Red Bull or Monster or something.
Yeah.
My first thought is just like, first of all, how do you get the time off of work to do that? Second of
They
all,
were
who's
very
paying-
supportive, yeah.
Who's paying your bills?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I was one of the. I went to college right away and I got right into a job. Like I'm making my way. I don't got any money to go
Must
on
have
a
had
trip.
8 weeks vacation
and
banked up.
Jeez.
Start
Who
the job
does
at Red Bull.
that?
I need 8 weeks.
Yeah. You see those people that they're going through college and they're don't have a job and they're doing 2-month trips over to Europe and it's
Yeah.
like, God damn, how do you
True.
afford that? And,
Yeah.
True, dude.
Oh,
Sugar
man.
daddies.
But like this is even more so. You're flying around the country.
Well,
getting tickets
only a
to the
couple flights.
games.
Couple flights.
Tickets to the games, maybe free, maybe I don't know. I'm guessing he's paying.
I know jersey wise because there was a couple costumes where he needed jerseys, and he actually knew a guy from Mitchell and Ness who hooked him up with a couple of the old school jerseys that were made
Okay.
through that company. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about tickets and whatnot. I feel like he got his own, but who knows?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, that's
Pretty
Yeah,
random
drink
story.
Red Bull is what we're trying to say, and then
we don't even know if he works for Red Bull.
I
30
think it's
days
Red Bull.
later.
Do your research
Yeah.
better than I do. A couple quick things to tidy up before we head out of here. Super Bowl picks,
Yeah.
49ers and the Chiefs. Why don't we go around the room and pick our winner?
Okay, you start.
I go Chiefs,
Okay.
35-21.
Really?
I don't think it's going to be close.
Really?
I think Patty Mahomes is... I don't know whether they're going to be down like they have been in most playoff games, and they've had to come back. I still think Patty Mahomes throws for at least 3 touchdowns. And 49ers defense cannot stop Travis Kelce. He's going to have a huge day like he always does.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do about that. Because
Well-
Sherman only ever plays one half of the field.
On the other side, though, they got to guard Kittle,
Yep.
he's a monster, too.
Yeah.
Battle of tight ends, which is pretty cool to see in this day and age of football. That's my pick. Chiefs, 35-21.
Okay. You seem very fucking emphatic.
Yeah.
I'll take the Chiefs 30-27
Oh.
because I don't think the Chiefs defense is all that good,
No, they're not.
and the Niners or the Garoppolo's going to throw the ball 12 times,
Yep.
if that. But I just think Mahomes is going to make too many plays. It'll probably be like a last possession type deal, so I'll say 30-27 for the Chiefs.
Before you make your pick, Corey, do you think the San Francisco offense is built to play catch-up in the case that Casey gets up big on him? I don't think so. The way that Garoppolo... He has thrown or shown that he can throw the ball, but the last few weeks he hasn't needed to.
But they don't really, like, they're not going to get themselves into a spot that they need to play catch up right away. Like even if they're down 14 early,
Mhm.
like they're not gonna just abandon their game plan. Like they're gonna just run the hell out of the ball still.
Depends on, I guess, how big they
I
they
mean,
get down. If they get down that big.
well, yeah, but if they get down 2 or 3 scores,
Yeah.
like 3, maybe they start to throw more, but 2 early, I think they're still running
Just
the ball.
keep running with Mozart.
Because I
and
mean, their
Coleman.
defense is good.
Mhm.
I mean,
They
their
are.
defense is one of the best in the league.
Yep, right behind
So-
New England there.
I mean, philosophy-wise, they're not going to bail out of that if they're down early.
Yeah.
So I would only think if it's like 2-minute drill in the fourth quarter and they got to get points, then you obviously see the change. But I think it's going to be closer for the most part. Just
Got it.
their defense is good.
Okay. Corey.
Well, I was gonna say Chiefs, but
Well, then say Chiefs,
I
bud.
ain't gonna.
No, you
agree
can't
with
just say
guys.
Niners just because to be different.
Don't be a
I'm-
Seabiscuit.
Well, I'm
Yeah, don't be a
I'm
Seabiscuit,
saying
dude.
Niners just to be different.
Okay.
So yeah, just so I can have bragging rights, possible bragging rights. I like to.
I like it.
Yeah, let's go Niners. 27-17.
Oh.
I think the one guy is gonna throw a touchdown, and there's probably gonna be a field goal, 1 or 2 in the game, and
Yeah, good, yeah.
one of the red teams is gonna win. So
That is true. That is true. That's a good point.
That's some analysis right there.
Wow. Do you think there's going to be red Gatorade as well?
Oh, you
no.
can bet the color. That's
Yeah.
right.
No, I'm going orange.
Orange.
I
think orange.
go. Is it like white, like lime colored? Just
Okay,
like
well, white to lime
yellow
are
or
two-
white?
two
Okay,
different
I go
ones.
lime. I'm going
Okay,
lime.
lime.
I want like a greeny
Yeah,
type
what,
thing.
do you have?
I-
Are you pulling up the odds here?
I'm going to try to find it quick. I did
On
not.
Bodog,
I did not.
Bet
look at
365.
this.
What's your betting site of choice?
I usually go 365, but they
365.
usually don't do a lot of the gimmicks.
Prop bets.
Yeah, they're not a big gimmick site.
Okay.
They're just like, fucking give me money. That's what they do.
Do you want to quickly run through baseball while he's pulling that up
Yeah, we
here?
definitely can. We can come back to the prop bet. The MLB Hall of Fame inductees for 2020 were announced on Thursday. Kind of 2 surprises. 1, Derek Jeter was not a unanimous selection.
Joke.
And 2, Larry Walker made it in his final
Hey.
year of eligibility. Canadian Larry Walker. That was a nice sight to see. We'll start with Jeter quickly. The 1 vote, I believe I saw it came from a New York-based journalist.
Whoa.
So somebody that maybe they're just speculating, but maybe in the years past tried to get him after a BP, and he didn't have time for him. He kind of blew him
Oh.
off. So this guy's like, I'm going to get you back with my vote. I don't even
Yeah.
know. That's silly. But
I wouldn't put it past reporters nowadays.
they kind of want to be that one who didn't. They want to get that limelight for 15 minutes of fame. But
Yeah.
either way, he's the captain. He's Mr. Yankee among all the Yankee greats. And he was very much safely in there. There was no doubt that he wasn't going to get in this time. First ballot Hall of Famer regardless.
You look at all the statistics that he leads at shortstop now in that Hall of Fame, and it's just no question. He was the best shortstop for so many years of his career, and I feel like a lot of you got to have some plays that definitely define you to end up there, and there's a couple plays you can think of, whether it be the play in Oakland or his 3,000th hit, or it's just he was the guy.
When
Right.
you have a backhand in the hole named after you,
Yeah.
like you're the best shortstop.
Well, it's like Kobe, kind of, right?
It really
It's like
is.
Kobe is the throw into the garbage can, and anything on the backhand going cross body, like Jeter.
Like with the jump, that
Yeah.
you jetered it.
Yeah.
That's a jeter.
That's a good point.
And to hell with whoever didn't vote him into the Hall of Fame. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're an absolute idiot. Like I hate you and I don't know you.
No, that's totally fine. I
hate
agree
that
with you.
person. I'm
Yeah.
gonna find them. Just kidding. I won't.
Liam Neeson it?
Yeah.
Can you find the friggin' odds?
I will. I will.
Gatorade, or-
There's one more point, and
Okay.
then we will.
All right.
Because it says, does Kurt Schilling get in? Yes.
Next year.
Should.
Yeah.
I would hope so. He was one of the better pitchers of his career.
He was at the 70% mark this year.
Yeah.
His postseason career is sparkling. I think it's like
Yeah.
a 8-2 record with just a shy over 2 ERA. Like, it's fantastic.
Regardless of what you think about the whole scenario with him with his ankle
Mhm.
when that was bleeding. I mean, like that's a moment that like baseball fans never forget.
Nope.
Yeah.
So like different things like that. Like those moments are like the thing is when people think of moments like that, it's like those moments only get linked to players that deserve it over the course of their career.
Yeah.
Like if Dontrell Willis had that happen to him, no one's probably going to remember it. They'll just remember Dontrell Willis.
They probably see the blood and they're like, yeah, get out of there.
Yeah.
We'll go to the bullpen.
Yeah, they're like Dontrell, Big D Train,
D-Train.
But like
Detroit Tigers.
And the Marlins. Oh
Yeah,
man,
he was good with the Marlins.
when he was with the Marlins, that leg kick.
That lefty too.
But he should be a Hall of Famer just for the leg kick. But like the moments like that get linked to guys that deserve it and that have had like big careers. Like I guess it's the best way I'm trying to put it.
And people, I feel like, they have tried and they are separating the person from the stats.
Well, the person's nuts.
The person is probably a bad dude. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
All of his stuff on Twitter and whatnot. But the player in question had a remarkable career.
Great player.
Legendary. And I agree. I think he should be in our group chat. You mentioned, Lance, the lack of quality talent in the next year 2021 class among first-time nominees. So it might be a case of recurring players, people that have been on the ballot for quite a few years, like Schilling, get their call next year. Well, before we get to Bonds and Clemens, let's quickly touch on Larry Walker.
Okay.
Because we're going to kind of jump over the fact that he's the second Canadian, the first position player to ever make the Hall of Fame as a Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, the whole stats and the notion that Coors Field played any sort of impact into his career stats, I heard something, he only had 30% of his at-bats inside Coors Field.
Okay, I don't know about that. That sounds impossible.
That seems high, doesn't it?
30% of his career at bats? Well, I guess over his career, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that makes sense because he didn't spend.
50.
He was also with the Expos.
And then he
Something
ended
like
the
that.
career with St.
Yeah,
Louis.
yeah, that's about right.
So,
I guess so.
I mean, so not only that stat in terms of the 30%, but also his batting average, slugging percentage, and on base is like 6 all time. And there's like the 6 guys in front of him are guys like Jimmy Fox and Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute legends.
Yeah, his splits were always better on the road.
Yeah.
And he was just one of the best pure hitters in baseball.
He was.
So, hell yeah, Larry.
Did you see his outfit
Fucking
when he made
SpongeBob.
his SpongeBob SquarePants like NASCAR looking jacket?
That wasn't a NASCAR shirt. That was a SpongeBob NASCAR shirt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's exactly what it was.
Yes.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, it was like you see those guys who wear the NASCAR
Fuck me, it was.
jackets.
That's so funny.
That's what he was wearing during all of his interviews, which is pretty
My
cool.
dad used to wear that shit. That's why it's really funny. My dad used to always wear racing
I always
jackets
wanted
like
a
that.
NASCAR style heavy
Oh,
jacket.
hell yeah. The leather ones?
I wanted like a red Dale Jr. number 8.
Oh yeah, I got a big fucking butt on the back.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, my dad had a fucking DuPont on the back.
Oh,
24 on
24
the front.
Gordon.
Hell yeah.
Jeffy Gordon. That's
Oh,
a
that
good,
shit's awesome.
good call.
My dad just wore white sneakers. That's what he wore. It was-
And then they get green when he had to go, cut the grass.
And the New Balance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My dad rocks New Balances too.
Who
My
doesn't?
dad's prototypical.
They
dad.
comfy as hell.
Yeah, they are.
I don't
They
care what
are.
anybody says.
He loves them.
Bonds and Clemens. This year was their 8th year of eligibility. They got 2 more left, and they are hovering both around the 60% mark.
They need to go in.
Next year
They need to get in.
will be their
Alright.
big tipping point. If they can get
Close.
close to 70,
Mhm.
kind of like Schilling did this year, they got an ultimate chance. What I have heard is the fact that the ERA committee, so once you get past your 10 years of eligibility with the writers, the ERA committee can invite a few people, I think it's during winter meetings, every year. They can kind of like undo some wrongs if somebody deserves to be in but somehow didn't get in. But basically what I'm saying is the people in the ERA committee might hold more of a grudge than the writers will, and therefore it's going to be harder for them to get in the era than it will be with the writers. So if they don't get in with the writers, they might not be getting in at all.
I wouldn't expect a bailout, no.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they should be. It just seems asinine to me to ignore, 2 of the better players in your league's history at a time where you were fucking promoting it.
With Bud Selig.
Shit, you're promoting it now. Like, you're
With the
fucking
balls?
souping up balls and watching dudes hit 35 bombs a year like it's nothing.
And buzzers and
Okay, well,
garbage
Yeah,
cans.
that's a whole different thing, yeah. But that's true. I mean, that's accurate.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
wrong.
That'll be a fun conversation when they come up for Hall of Fame, whenever that time rolls
the
around.
players like Altuve and stuff.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But like to not have Bonds and Clemens in the Hall of Fame is a joke. Like, oh, well, they cheated. They were doing steroids. Yeah, you fucking promoted it.
Mm-hmm.
You loved it. You were so happy seeing Sammy Sosa hit 70 fucking bombs a year.
Yeah, McGuire.
Like, shut up.
And you knew it was happening.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds' head was an XXL helmet.
Yeah.
Like everyone knew it was happening, and I makes me feel bad for the guys that were trying to make it the clean way, and were trying to, do it the right way and got their career shortened by it. No different than what some players are going to face because of what happened with the Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
Like Houston ended some other dudes' careers, like for better or worse they did.
Yeah.
But it's like at a time as a league, you can't just look at it and say, oh, okay, well, I mean, they were the hype of the sport. They brought the sport to new levels. We promoted the hell out of them. But no, you can't get in the Hall of Fame. Like, shut up. That's so dumb. It's so stupid.
The Hall is already tainted with dudes. And
it's not tainted, though. Like, the Hall of Fame doesn't need to be a perfect place. Hall of Fame needs to be a bunch of guys that resemble the peak of the years they played. And at a time when the steroid era was huge, they were the peak of the guys that played.
best hitter and the best pitcher.
Like, I mean, Roger Clemens, like, his numbers are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. I mean, yeah, he was all jacked up, but, like you still can't ignore it.
The one
Just
thing
seems
about
dumb.
Bonds I was completely shocked with. I didn't obviously get to see much of Bonds during his playing days, but the fact that he hit the 762 bombs is huge. He stole over 550 bases.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the dude was a fiend on the base paths.
Yeah, like, a lot of people
Crazy.
remember him just hitting bombs, but
Yeah.
he was fast.
He was
He was a
ultimate
five-tool.
five-tool player, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Holy. He was good, yeah. He was. Most of those stolen bases were in his early years when he was real speedy.
With the
right?
Pirates and stuff like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
But ever since he found that needle, boy, did that ball go far.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I saw something. Oh, who was it? It's like SB Nation or something. Their YouTube channel. They had like a hypothetical scenario where if Barry Bonds never brought a bat to the plate, but the pitcher didn't know he didn't have a bat, so like they still treated him like he had a bat, but he never swung.
Right.
Like his stats were still off the.
Because they were pitching around him?
Yeah, like based on balls and like basically him just walking, his on-base percentage is crazy.
That's amazing.
I mean, he was the only dude that I've ever remembered that got intentionally walked with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck this, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Barry.
Maybe like Miguel Cabrera back in the day. That dude was
Yeah, like maybe he could hit, but like not even close to Barry.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think, like it's so funny because with a guy like that, you would expect there'd be like a dust up here or there, or someone like kind of pitched him high and in.
He's got a little bit of roid rage going on.
Yeah, but like no one ever challenged Barry.
No.
Like no one ever ran too far inside, right? Like there were some fucking wild people when he was playing. Like Dibble was probably pitching at the same time that Bonds was playing.
Well, he'd probably just, flip the wrists and get that bat through and send it 400 feet.
That's exactly it. Just
Ball
spin
coming
around
out
on
his
it.
abdomen. It's just like, boom, let's get that out of here.
But that's the thing. It's just like no one ever tried to dot him. No one ever like did anything about it. They're just like, all right, Barry, you're gonna do that, so we're just gonna walk you.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just wild because like nowadays, like if a dude hits a couple bombs off you, you're probably just gonna pin one on him just to say you did.
Especially if he bat flips.
Oh yeah.
Second row.
Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends who's pitching against.
True. So interesting to see how next year goes for both of those guys.
Get your Gatorade odds.
Okay, I found
you
our
did?
for
our
prop bet
fans
odds.
out there,
Let's
so
wrap this up
they
because this
know.
has been long, so
Yeah.
I apologize. You can bet on who's going to win the coin flip, and if it's going to be heads or tails, of course.
Okay.
You can bet on those.
The anthem, I'm guessing.
The anthem.
Like the length of the anthem by Demi
Uh-huh.
Lovato.
Is Demi
Demi
doing it
is
this
here?
year?
Demi is doing it this year.
Yeah.
Is this
she's-
Super Bowl
she'll drag it
54?
out.
Yeah, I think so. It's in
Okay.
Miami.
Okay, Oddshark said that the Chiefs are playing the Rams. I'm not sure if they know
Oh,
that
that's
that's
awkward.
happening.
That's an oof.
That's
Not
all
sure if they know that. We'll get into the color of the Gatorade.
Okay.
Lime/green/yellow. So all of those strains are leading the way, plus
That's what
250.
Colby's going with.
What'd you say?
I went with orange
Orange is second. That's a plus 350. The big dog is purple.
Purple.
Purple plus 1,200. That'll make you
Are
some decent
any of
money.
those teams? No, they're all red and white. Like
Yeah, red might be an
Maybe.
interesting bet considering
Yeah.
their colors. Red's plus 750.
I
Good odds.
would probably
That
go
might
red
be the
over
goal.
purple. I wouldn't go purple.
Oh, Clear's actually got the best odds. I lied to you. They
Yeah.
just updated. Clear or
I do
water?
like clear.
Or water.
Yeah.
But you want to see Andy Reid sticky? Do you want to see that? I don't know.
Yeah, I do now.
He's thick.
Yeah, he 12
Give him
seed
54 C's.
Yeah.
Did you see how he celebrated winning the AFC Championship? He told ESPN, "I got a cheeseburger and I went to bed."
Yeah, classic.
What a tank.
Classic Andy. Demi Lovato. Will it take her over or under 2 minutes to sing the anthem?
How long does it normally take? How long is it?
I think in the last few years it's been over. I'm gonna say under. I think she's gonna go.
Really?
Oh,
The
does she have
betting
like the little
favorite is the over.
falsettos and stuff? That's another
Yeah, she
question.
likes using her high voice. Oh,
The over is the favorite.
Okay, I would go under. I think she
I'll
might
go
skip
over.
it.
Interesting.
I might be like a
Interesting.
159.
Will Demi Lovato forget or omit a word from the national anthem?
It's been a while
The
since
favorites
she's
obviously
performed.
know. The favorites obviously know she will not
That'd
forget
be
or
a
omit a
huge
word.
bet. Yeah.
you gotta say word for word. I'm trying to think because in the Canadian anthem, it's either Thy Sons or All of Us or Thy Sons, right?
Yeah.
And
There's really no.
there's whatever way you stand with that one.
Unless you're on Hannah Montana and then you forget the lyrics like she did.
You know what I found out at the end of the American anthem is actually a question. I didn't notice it until I was at like a Tampa Bay Lightning game and they had like the lyrics up on their jumbotron.
There was a
There's a question at the end.
For the land of the free.
Oh, say does that
and
Star
the home
Spangled? Yeah,
of
it's a
the
question.
brave. That's a question.
Oh, say does that? Oh, say. Nah, fuck. what
Can
is
you
it?
see?
Wow, we are super fucking cultured.
Anyway,
Will it take
Holy.
less or no, will any scoring drive take less time than it takes to sing the national anthem?
Oh, so like say the anthem is 2 minutes. Is there going to be a drive less than 2 minutes?
Yeah, see this is controversial because now would that be game time or would that be like IRL time?
I think it's got to be like clock time.
Because that's not fair. Because what if there's whistles and stoppages?
No, but I think that's what it's saying.
I know, but that's stupid.
Okay,
It
you want real time.
well, yeah, if you're gonna
You want
there's no
a-
stoppage in the anthem,
Oh, no.
so you can't have a stoppage on the clock.
I guess so. You want a bomb like a 75-yarder.
Yeah,
One play, done in
I guess that's what it
15
would be.
seconds,
That's what
basically.
it would be, yeah.
I'd say probably not.
Corey, I don't know what Corey. You're looking for the national anthem.
yeah.
Show the camera.
There are question marks in there.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first little bit would
Bottom
be...
line there.
Okay.
All
All right, we're looking
As
here.
you pass it around, how many songs will be played during the halftime show? 7.5 is the total. Over or under? Okay, we lost Colby.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to show
It is a question.
our camera folks.
All
So
right.
did you sing it with a question?
I don't know.
Burgundy
No
styles?
no one's ever sang
Oh,
it.
Home of the Brave?
The
Home of the
Brave?
Brave.
Just a Hello? I'd bet on that. I bet you Demi goes rogue and is like,
That'd be good.
I'm
Tim
Ron
the Tool Man
Burgundy.
shows up. Over under 7.5 show or songs at the halftime show.
With
7.5.
J Lo and Shakira.
Yes,
Oh, they
Shakira.
just mix all the songs together. But over.
Yeah,
Over's
I'd
the
probably
betting
say,
favorite.
I say over as well.
Will Jennifer Lopez perform Jenny from the Block?
100%.
Yeah, that is
With Shakira.
That is a big favorite.
Yeah, that's.
Big favorite is yes.
What else would she sing?
I don't know.
Sing the one she does with Pitbull on the NBA Countdown song from like 5 years ago?
That's it. Maybe.
What's Shakira gonna sing? Is my question. We talked about this before.
We'll dive into that in a second. There's actually odds on that.
Oh my gosh.
Will Mark Anthony make an appearance during the halftime show?
Oh, on stage.
Yeah. Yes is the underdog. No. Big favorite. Big favorite.
I would
for
say
you.
no as
Mark
well.
Anthony will not be a part of it.
I don't. Is he?
Sorry, you're giving me a look like you don't know who Mark
I don't know
Anthony
who
is.
Mark Anthony is. Who are we talking about here?
Isn't he like a? He's an artist, or is he like a booking guy? He's like an agent.
Mark Anthony? He
I
was
thought-
a singer, dude.
Was he an actual? Oh.
What's the song?
Let me
Sing
go
me a
get
song
you.
from him.
Let me pull up Mark Anthony's discography for you.
Okay.
Because there are I can't believe you've never heard of Mark Anthony. He wasn't good.
Okay.
Like, I guess is the best way to put it.
Fans,
Like,
if
did
you've
he-
stuck it out for
Oh
this
my
long
God.
here now, thank you. We
He had
appreciate
a-
your
This
support
audio
so
is like
far.
an hour 20 right now.
He had
yeah,
a number
we love
one.
you guys.
A number one, I Need to Know. You remember that one?
Nope.
What about Why Hubo Alaguin?
Oh yeah.
That looks a little
That was
Spanish.
big in
What
Puerto
about-
Rico.
What about
I was gonna
Miente? You probably heard that
Which one?
Vivir Mi Vida. That was a big one.
Living
Oh,
La
boy.
Vida Loca?
I
That's
don't
Ricky
know.
Martin.
Amigo. Anyway, so what will be the first song performed by Shakira? Will it be Hips Don't Lie?
Yeah,
Or anything else?
Whenever, Wherever?
Don't even know.
Or
Well, actually, they don't start with
Chantage?
I don't think they start with hips, though.
I would like
I
if they
would-
started with Waka Waka.
I would love to hear Hips Don't Lie 7 times.
Really? Interesting. I just
8
want to hear
times.
Waka
Over
Waka.
7.5. We got to get
Yeah,
that.
well, that's between both of them, though. So
Yeah.
This
if
song's
J-Lo
going
gets
after
4
it.
and Shakira gets 4,
Yeah.
then we're plenty.
Waka Waka.
We're going to hear Waka Waka.
Hell yeah. Will a fan
Hell
run onto
yeah.
the field during the game? No is the favorite. Big time.
It's been a while. I don't think we've had one in recent memory.
I bet you an animal does. There's a weird animal.
Okay, that's a
Like
good
a
bet.
In
cat or a
Miami?
bird or a,
That's
bet
good.
you there's a raccoon that ends
What
up
about
on
an
the field.
alligator?
Alligator.
An alligator bit me.
Funny clip. Look it up when you get a second.
Okay.
Old Family Feud back in the day before
Oh.
fucking chicken was cool. There was this one family, and one of the questions in Fast Money was name an animal with 3 letters in its name, and the guy's like alligator. You know, there was also that same family. It was like name a brand of gasoline. He's like regular, and he said it just like that.
I honestly would have said the same thing. man.
Regular.
Regular.
And then they go to the big board. Name a brand of gasoline. You said regular. How many commercials will air during the Super Bowl? The total is 96.
See, we don't get to see more than half of them here
We
in Canada.
did for a little bit, right?
We did, well, yeah, on CTV or whatever.
Okay, we don't need to
feed.
break that down too much. There's more. Sorry. Puppy Bowl. Do you like the Puppy Bowl?
Oh, I've seen the Puppy
You
Bowl.
can bet on the Puppy Bowl. Team Fluff, a 7.5 point favorite over Team Rough.
Obviously.
I'm going rough.
Patty Mahomes, favorite to win MVP.
Yeah.
MVP?
MVP, sorry.
there you go.
Jimmy Garoppolo's in there at the top as well. Raheem Mostert. Nick Bosa. Also in
If
there.
he has a big game,
Who
3
will score the
sacks,
first
I'd say.
touchdown as of right now? Damian Williams, the
Yeah.
favorite.
I
There's
think
3
Mosert's going to
Chiefs.
score. I think
3 Chiefs before a Niners player.
Yeah.
So just hope, if you want to bet the Niners, hope they win the coin flip and
Go down
get
the
the ball
field.
first and score.
Yeah.
And then you can do like receiving yards for Travis Kelce and passing yards and stuff like
All
that.
right, that's
But,
more technical than we need to go.
Yeah.
That was a fun trip down
Whoa,
Waka
where
Waka
are we?
Lane.
Waka Waka.
Did you say where are we?
Yeah.
We're done.
So long.
We're done the podcast for today.
Right.
Anything else, gentlemen?
Nope.
No, that's long.
That was a fun one.
Yep.
Thank you so much if you stuck it out with us. Thank you so much for downloading. Head to our Facebook page, facebook.com/ontheboardpodcast. We have all of our links up on there. And we've got a special interview lined up for next week.
Yeah, former Tiger defenseman Shane Brown gonna be
Attaboy.
jumping on. Shane, it was funny actually. I was telling my mom about that we might have Shane come on.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember Shane. I remember watching him play." So that's exciting. I mean, I don't know how many people remember Shane.
We're going to bring him up too.
Yeah, but he
bring it up to him.
played on the team that went to Mem Cup. Of course, he was a part of the team that played in the Fog game at the arena. So he played with the likes of Tyler Ennis, and I think he played with Darren Helm, Dane Todd.
Yeah.
He's got one funny story about Tyler Ennis to share. At least we're gonna make him share it.
Hopefully, yeah.
But yeah, so that'll be really cool. We'll just get some stories from Shane about playing with those kind of guys in that decade and those years that he played, and what it was like to play with Willie too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in the first incarnation of
Mhm.
Willie.
Yeah.
Should be a fun one. We'll be having that out next week, so stay tuned for that. For Lance Still, Corey Bukoskis, Colby McKee, signing off. We'll talk to you next week.